Hello my good friends at YouTube, this is John Baldwin speaking, and look, I just came out of boot camp of the Army, and I want to remind you all that I've been gone for 10 weeks, but I came back and now I'm resting a bit before I start on anything serious like videos and my audio series. But I want to explain how the Lord spoke to me. Now this is interesting, it's my album, and in it talks about the history of Fort Jackson. I want to read you a little thing that caught my eye, and I want to explain to you how God spoke to me while I was in boot camp. On June the 2nd, 1917, a new Army training center was established to answer America's call for training fighting men in the early ominous days of World War I. I'll skip down a bit. Named in honor of Major General Andrew Jackson, a native son of the Palmetto State and 7th President of the United States, Camp Jackson was designated as one of 16 national cantonments constructed to support the war effort. Skipping on. During World War II, the Old Hickory Division was one of the first units to appear on the scene, just as it had in 1917. More than 500,000 men received some phase of their training here. Other famed units to train at Fort Jackson during this period were the 4th, 6th, 8th, 26th, 77th, 87th, 100th, and the 106th. Moving on, 75, I don't know if you can see it. Yep, 75 years of excellence. In recognition of the fort's 50th anniversary in 1967, the citizens of Columbia gave Fort Jackson the statue of Andrew Jackson, which stands at gate number 1. With the establishment of the modern volunteer army in 1970, and the need to promote the attractiveness of service life, construction peaked in an effort to modernize facilities and improve services. In June 1973, Fort Jackson was designated as a U.S. Army training center where young men and women are taught to think, look, and act as soldiers, always. And the last thing it says, victory starts here, as it has since 1917. Now I want to explain how the Lord spoke to me. Now the Lord speaks to everybody in his own way, that you'll recognize them. Me, I love mathematics. The Lord knows that I love mathematics. I love numbers and everything to do with the such. So the Lord knows that to speak to me, it's easy. He just has to speak to me through numbers. So let me start off on how the Lord started speaking to me, just letting me know that He's there for me at all times. So I went over to boot camp, and off the bus, you line up, and then you sit down at a desk. The number, you're set in a certain specific order, and you're given a number. I was given the number 007. So I'm 007, and I go through reception, and then I go to the actual boot camp. We do a lot of push-ups. As soon as you get off the bus, lots of push-ups, putting your bag over your head, down push-up position, attention, push-up, attention, push-up, attention, all that stuff. And then I was given a number. The number was 107. So here I am going throughout boot camp, and I have to carry a weapon, and every now and then you have to go to shooting range. And it turns out that I went to the shooting range, and you have to stand in these numbers, and I happened to stand at number 14 without me knowing about it, and 14 is divisible by 7. And then later on, the next time I went to the shooting range, I had to stand by 21 without me I didn't even go to these particular ones. So then number 21, which is divisible by 7. It goes on, and I keep getting like either number 7, 14, 21, 17, which has a 7 in it. And then we go off, while this is in boot camp, we have a privilege, we go to a baseball game. It's a minor league baseball game, but it's a baseball game nonetheless. And we get to sit down in row N. And I go, I'm just going to make sure that, I'll count A, B, C, D. N is a letter that is the 14th letter of the alphabet, and the 14 is, of course, divisible by 7. And later on, I'm late. I have this medical situation pop up, and they have to rush me through everything. So I have to go throw some grenades because I missed that day. So they make up the day for me. I go for my grenade qualifications. And then they sit us down, and there's like 150 of us in this one small room that we have to crouch together, and we're counting off 01, 02, 03, counting us all off. They get to me, and I am number 107. I'm not joking. They call like 105, 106, 107. Oh, and that's my roster number 2. How about them apples? And then another predicament happened, and it had the same thing. It was number 7 again. You know, it was just crazy. And here I'm flying home, and then on the second trip, because there's a nonstop, I'm done with boot camp. I get off. Miraculously, I'm done with boot camp. This is crazy. I get off on the first stop that you fly from South Carolina over to Georgia, and then you have to fly back to Texas. At Georgia Airport, I had to go to the terminal B21, which 21 is divisible by 7. Needless to say, the Lord was guiding me through all of my endeavors, through everything, whether or not you like to believe this. And in fact, if you don't believe this right now, there's a little X at the top. Just hit that little X at the top, because you don't need to listen to me anymore. All I'm saying is, the Lord was reassuring me that He was there for me at any time. He was showing me through a way that I understood how the Lord would speak to me, which is through numbers, mathematics, which is something I love. The Lord speaks to me through mathematics. And He spoke to me in the number 7, showing that that's His number, that He's always there. I always have to turn to Him. Now, I've had a lot of different predicaments happen in lots of years, and I know God is real. This is just another thing that's, happened that's just really crazy, that the Lord has showed me that He's still there. He still cares for me. And He still wants me to follow in His ways, just follow in His footsteps. But it's just one of those crazy things, crazy moments that I can't not talk about it, because it's one of those supernatural events where if it were anybody else, then they would say that it would be, it's just a chance that would happen. Well, the probability of me getting 007, and then a 107, and then me being grenade number 107, and all those other 7s divisible by 7, I was tell to the person, that person can go off and smoke an onion or something. I don't know. Do something crazy, because you're not paying attention to the fine details of a wonderful Creator. So I just wanted to say that all, and hopefully maybe I don't know, encourage you all. Don't give up hope. If you're not hearing from God, you're not listening enough. You're not paying enough to the details. God is all around us. We just have to pay attention whenever He sends His signals out there and He's trying to speak to us. We gotta listen. We gotta look. If you're not looking, then you ain't gonna look for Him. So I hope that encouraged you. He speaks to me. God is real and He's alive. Jesus Christ is my God, and I hope that you can also speak to Him. I hope He speaks to you, and I hope you pay attention. Seriously, because He's speaking, you're just not listening. The majority of you aren't. So I just wanted to say that. Hopefully I encourage some of you, and it's pretty good to be back. I'll start recording some more stuff, some more audio. Right now I have a bit of a sniffles, so I'm gonna hold off a bit, because it won't sound as good in the audio, I don't think. So anyways, Christ Jesus bless you all, and I will, I guess, record myself later. Bye.